Welcome to Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are highly welcome. Please, I beg you for this favor, click on that red button that says subscribe. Beside the red button is a notification bell. Turn the bell on so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first person to check it out. I appreciate each and every one of you who always come back to watch my videos. Like you know, I present news on daily basis to you. So after watching the video, you are free to criticize and leave your comment constructively. Share the video. Yeah, you can share it to your family, friends, anybody that you can, so that they themselves will be informed. Now I present to you another interesting or informative video which we are going to watch together. Yeah, I'm going to watch this video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section to talk about it.
Okay, I earlier reported that San Mike Ozehome, I beg your pardon, would summarize everything that happened today so you understand better. So he is here, and Sir Ejiofor is here too. So, sir, what happened today in summary?
Here we have argued during the last proceedings in May this year that the court should set aside our earlier death warrant issued in 2017 against Nnamdi Kanu. I will file that application on the 1st of April 2019. The judge today in our ruling frowned at what she called the delay in bringing the application, according to her, 4 years later. But it was perhaps a genuine error of judgment, because that application was filed since 1st of April 2019 and not 4 years later or after. So it was not a new application we merely argued it in May, which was an application filed since the 1st of April 2019. So based on that erroneous view, upon which she predicated her ruling, we are going to again appeal against that ruling itself. But aside that, the prosecution was saying they were ready to go on with the matter. And we were able to show to the Court of Appeal, to the High Court, Federal High Court here, that we have since appealed against her ruling, her earlier ruling, we struck out 8 out of the 15 counts charged, leaving 7. We have appealed against her ruling, telling the Court of Appeal to set aside the remaining 7 counts and discharge and acquit Nnamdi Kanu. Because the 7 counts themselves, which were predicated wholly on the 8 counts that were struck out, cannot themselves stand. They have no legs to stand. So that appeal has been duly entered at the Court of Appeal. An appeal number has been given. We have transmitted all the record of proceedings from the Federal High Court here to the Court of Appeal. We have even filed not just a motion for accelerated hearing, we have also filed a brief of argument to show that we are serious in prosecuting this appeal, to show that when it succeeds, we cannot have no business in any trial here. The prosecution, as usual, opposed it, that we were trying to delay. Then I pointed out to the court, how can we be talking about delay? You have amended 6 times. You were trying to do a 7th amendment in May this year, which I truncated. We served you since 19th of May, application for stay of proceedings in this court. You only on Friday, today is 28th, on Friday 26th, 24th, only on Friday 24th, we decided to reply. So what they have always done is to ambush us. Usually a day before the hearing, that's when they will file their response, so as to truncate the procedures. Then they will turn around, ironically, to say they want to go on the matter. The prosecution has never been ready with this case. They have no case against Nnamdi Kanu. They know that the remaining 8 counts are watery, and they have no grounds to stand upon, because they are afraid of that imminent Waterloo. They have always been delaying these proceedings. So the court has therefore agreed with us that there was a need for the Court of Appeal, going by order 5 or 10 of the Court of Appeal rules, who says that once an appeal has been entered, the lower court ceases to have jurisdiction, and there is a need for the Court of Appeal to look at the matter before she will know what next to do. So she has adjourned today's proceedings to 14th of November 2022 for mention only.
Okay, what do you have to say to the teeming followers of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
What I want to tell them is that after the thunder and storm, there will be peace and tranquility.
And it's going to be soonest.
And it's going to be soonest by the grace of God. The reason is that if God be for us, Romans 8:31, who can be against us? The reason is because Lamentations 3:37 tells us, who is it that speaketh and it cometh to pass? If God has not did it. This case has been taken over by the Lord, the same God that delivered the Israelites from the land of Pharaoh's Egypt. The same God has taken over this proceedings. The same God of Paul and Cyrus, the same God of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, the same God of Lazarus. That same God has taken over the entire this proceedings. Okay. And you continue to see one miracle after another, as we have been seeing in this case. Nnamdi Kanu, that he will go. Yes. The question is, who did? That is just when. That is just the question. Not whether he will. Oh, surely he will live. He will go. He will be a free man, free as a heir. It is just that God's time is the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
That's a clash. So, what did IPOB do that you promptly declared them a terrorist group in 2017? I think about August. IPOB is known to be clamoring for one thing: self-determination. Self-determination is a right recognized by the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights of 1948. It is recognized by the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. It is recognized by the European Convention on Human Rights. It is recognized by the American Intergovernmental Convention on Human Rights. It is recognized by the Indigenous People's Rights Instrument. It is recognized by the civilized world that where a people feel they are suffocating under a particular system, like the Nigerian system, which they call federalism, which is actually unitary, they have a right to seek for self-determination. Whoever knew that USSR, the former Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, would break up into smithereens, into about 15 independent nations. Eritrea and Ethiopia used to be one country. Today they are two sovereign countries. Sudan and Southern Sudan used to be one country. Today they are separate countries. India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh used to be one country. Today they are separate countries. So you cannot say a people cannot seek for self-determination if the system under which they are presently being held together, being coupled together forcibly, is no longer working, or is now asphyxiating, or is hemorrhaging, or is suffocating. They can seek for self-determination. That is all that IPOB has been saying. And we all see IPOB. We see them moving on the streets, blowing whistle, wearing beret, singing, dancing, with clubs. How does that make them a terrorist group? The military high command in 2017 first quickly came out before the formal proscription through the office of the Attorney General under Section 2 of the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2011 that IPOB was hereby banned. And what was the offenses? According to the military high command, you can Google it by yourself. Said they were carrying clubs, they were throwing pebbles and stones, and that they seized a rifle from a female military officer and 2 rifles from other military officers. That was why they declared them terrorist group. But Boko Haram, that has been ravaging Nigeria, killing Nigerians in their homes, on the streets, in the markets, in churches, in mosques, bombing. You have not declared them terrorist groups specifically. Boko Haram, that is occupying swaths of land in the northern part of Nigeria, particularly in the northeast, controlling many local government areas, with the governor crying out, controlling many local government areas in Niger State, with the governor crying out. Boko Haram, that now give passes, set up their own government, and impose taxes on the indigenes, that they must pay tax, and they must pay certain tithes and certain dues, and with a pass before they can pass, because they can go somewhere. You haven't seen such a group that is challenging your sovereignty and your suzerainty, challenging your legitimacy as a terrorist group. That is double speak by this government, and it is this kind of double speak, this kind of self-contradiction, that the insecurity is still festering and ravaging. You need to do things holistically, using the same rule, not rule of law for some people and then rule of the thumb for others. It cannot work. A group is challenging your legitimacy, making your state look like a failed state. And one of the greatest indices of a failed state, apart from grinding poverty, which we're already in, being the poverty capital of the world, having overtaken India, apart from corruption, monumental corruption, which we're already in, being rated by Transparency International, under the Transparency Anti-Corruption Perception Index in 2022, as the number 149 out of 180 countries in the world, most corrupt, and the second most corrupt country in West Africa. Those ones are already there as indices of a failed or failing state. But one of the greatest indices of a failed state is when non-state actors like Boko Haram, like armed bandits, like kidnappers, begin to challenge the supremacy of legitimate government, dictating the pace in terms of violence, infliction of violence, in terms of control of instruments, of coercion, of violence. That is a failed state. You don't need any other definition of it. And that is going on in Nigeria, where Boko Haram and armed bandits will attack the very institution of defense, the Nigerian Defense Academy, and take away some officers, killing one of them. Where Boko Haram, kidnappers, will kidnap some students in Kaduna State, and then dictate to the government and the parents of these children to buy their bags of rice, bags of gari, bags of beans, to buy their tomatoes, tarodo, tatashi, vegetable oil, palm oil, even dictating the quantity that will be bought, that must be bought for them, so that they can feed their children who are under captivity for the purpose of extracting ransom from the parents. That is a failed state. You don't need any definition, other definition for it. So The president, after the Attorney General did his work gazetting these two groups as terrorist groups, has done well. But he has not done very well. He fell far short of going the whole hog. Declare Boko Haram, mentioning specifically, you are hereby declared a terrorist group. You that have been owning up to killings, to attacks on innocent villagers, owning up to sending people, you are hereby declared a terrorist group. These are more terrorist inclined than IPOB that were blowing whistles and marching on the streets, carrying club dancing. We want Biafra. We want Biafra. That was what you categorize as terrorism. And then you now put away their leader, the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. He was even captured in Kenya and forcibly brought to Nigeria. He's in detention. When Nigerians, this government particularly, I need to drum it to the ears of this government. Because with all respect, this government appears dumb. It appears numb. And it appears deaf. And it appears blind. Let me drive it home. When the time of an idea has come, you can't stop it. Adaka Boro was killed for an idea. That did not stop the agitation in the Niger Delta. Kensaru Wiwa was murdered, judicial murder, for an idea. That did not stop the crisis in the Niger Delta. Igboho is kept away, at least somewhere in Republic of Benin. That has not stopped the Yorubas in their agitation for self-determination. The Igbos that want self-determination, which has been spearheaded by IPOB, which I've already shown is a non-violent organization, and the man is kept in prison. Even with him being in prison, the people obey his orders and his instructions. If he say don't go to the market, all the markets in the southeast are shut down. If he say you may now go, they all go. No government can give those directives, and they are obeyed. It shows that young man in detention is not compelling or forcing the people. Rather, the people are merely galvanized for an idea that they believe in. If they do not believe, and he says sit at home, all of them will say go to hell. In fact, for that reason alone, they will say, since he has told us to sit at home, it is today we will all now go out. Anybody knows that the average Igbo man is independent-minded and is highly Republican. That you cannot force things on him or her. But for them to follow that man in incarceration, that shows that it is an idea that he's fighting for, that they believe in, trying to say that we are not that dot in the large cycle as seen by Mr. President. So my honest advice to Mr. President and his advisors is to say, seek a political solution to this Nnamdi Kanu matter. I agree with the president in his interview when he said he cannot interfere with the judicial process. I do agree. He should not be seen to interfere with the judicial process. I score him very highly there. But then, we also know that there are political solutions to issues that are festering, that are not going away. You cannot treat a serious ailment like leprosy with medicine meant for eczema. So you must have to square up to it. Have we not seen cases where an attorney general under section 174 of the Constitution enter a nolle prosequi by saying this crime should no longer be prosecuted, release the person, let him go and sin no more? That is a political solution. That does not mean that the president would have interfered with the judicial process, because the right person to do it, the Attorney General of the Federation, under sections 150 and 174 of the Constitution, has done his own job after taking instructions from Mr. President. It is not by Mr. President going to the court to tell the judge, Justice Binta Nyako, and say, hello, hands off this matter. Don't try. No. So he is right to say he cannot be seen to interfere with the judicial process. I score him very highly there. But Mr. President, sir, you can do it politically by instructing the Attorney General of the Federation, who is also your Minister of Justice, to say, enter a nolle prosequi. We want this matter settled. This agitation should go away. These are my children. The Igbo people are part and parcel of this country. They are not a dot in the cycle. They are not the 3 over 95% voters. Whether they voted for you or not, the important thing is that you won your elections. The day you won your elections, you became president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Not president of some aspects, against some aspects, or minus some aspects, or excluding some aspects. That is where Mr. President is missing it. So he must see Nigeria as one whole unit, an aggregate, not as perforated. He must see Nigeria as that Dolly Parton's coat.
My wonderful people, thank you so much for watching this video together with me. I appreciate your massive support in this channel. Like I said before, if it is your first time of stopping by or coming across my YouTube channel, you are welcome. Now that we have finished watching this video together, you saw me sitting there watching it together with you. I appreciate you. Let's go to the comment section to talk about it. If it is your first time, subscribe, put on your notification bell. That notification bell is very, very important because it will enable you to know when I upload a new video. I will meet you guys again in my next video. I appreciate your massive support. Remain blessed. Bye-bye.